Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, continuing my journey in Battlefield 5, today I want to focus on tank-based vehicle gameplay. And I have to say, BF5 is absolutely incredible, and the purpose of this video is to try to convince you of the same if you've never seen it, or if you've taken a long break, I know it's a little bit old, 2018, come back and have another go. Especially if you've got updated hardware, because in addition to being incredible gameplay, my goodness, this game is beautiful. So very quickly, the structure of the video. As I'm sure a lot of you know, the tanks in BF5 are extremely varied, unlike 2042 where they're basically the same, just reskinned whichever side you pick. And in addition to those base differences, you can also choose various specialization routes which allow you to customize to your particular playstyle. And very simply, I would just like to run through 2 rounds, one with the Sherman tank and one with the Tiger II, to demonstrate what gameplay is like. I'm still learning. Any feedback you've got from me is greatly appreciated. The whole point of this video is to encourage people to come along and have a go. I also want to put a spotlight on the support role, which is, I cannot stress how important it is in Battlefield 5, even if you're going to have a terrible scoreboard. If you don't have someone running support, you are going to be run over by the other team. There's no two ways about it. If you can get over having a lower KD and just knowing that you were the hero, it's a fantastic role to play. And the last little thing to say in this intro, if you like what you see in this video, BF5 is currently on sale until the 11th of July. It's like $3.50 or whatever it is in your part of the world. I can't think of a better deal. Right, hopefully we're all on the same page. Let's get this thing kicked off. So let's start with the Sherman and run through something really quickly for people who maybe don't know. Tanks have specializations, and in the case of my Sherman, I've built a vehicle killer. An improved zoom so I can hit those long shots, an upgraded engine that lets me run 30% faster, a heavier hitting cannon for anti-vehicle play, smoke for decoy, anti-tank rounds, and finally, a 10% buff to my primary weapon reload to get those extra shots in. I like this build because it lets me get behind my opponent, switch to the armor-piercing rounds as you just saw there, and take out particularly anti-aircraft tanks before they even know anything happened. Having the additional speed is great because you can also get around the objectives, obviously, much more quickly. Remember not to use your armor-piercing rounds on infantry, it's a waste, you only have a limited number. Specializations vary between tank models, and also for the same model I could have built a different type of Sherman, so you need to match your playstyle to your build. But just quickly, before we get into it, a brief moment to explain something, and I'll take an example from an incredibly clutch match which had a truly heroic death at the end of it to make the point. You'll see in a second that they start flipping the objectives. This was unbelievably close. Anyway, digression. What I'd like you to see here, in case you're not familiar with it, is what it looks like from assault infantry's point of view to fight the tank, because I'm going to be going up against them a lot in the video you're about to see. That, and it's also bloody brilliant fun. Check it out. So now you know what you're up against and why you have to take them out. Right, let's get started. Our journey begins on a misty day in Panzerstorm as we head out to the front line to try and snatch a forward objective. Right, we've 2-on-1 overpowered the first tank, but the second one cannot be far away.
He is taking control of the battle. We must capture the objective.
And sure enough, emerging from the mist, we see the Tiger. As you'll see later, this thing has punch. Four armor-piercing rounds takes it out, but things very nearly go south for me. I am lucky he missed that.
Objective dog is no longer under our control.
I'm very lucky that the Tiger dropped the ball there, and I get even luckier that, as I'll show you later, an unsung repair hero comes up and keeps me alive through the bazooka onslaught which is happening right now. But by my reckoning, we've taken out 3 tanks, which means there's at least 3 more on the board somewhere in Panzerstorm. So we mop up the infantry, get myself repairs, and go out hunting, trying to find them. So we intercepted a troop transport there, trying to sneak through the mist, and now I'm heading towards their spawn. You can see it over there to see if I can catch any particularly slow-moving vehicles, trying to get around my position to backcap. Not who I was looking for, but managed to catch an AA flak tank, the equivalent of a Wildcat in this game. But I'm absolutely convinced there must be a heavy vehicle out here, and this is why I love having the additional 30% engine speed so I can go hunting. We've got him from the side where he's weak. His shot goes straight over my head. But no time to celebrate because someone else just turned up. So as it reverses, I can see, yep, that's a Puma. It's kind of the equivalent of a Ram in 2042. But, as always with these guys, he wasn't alone.
We have lost control.
So low health, out of AP rounds, it's time to go back and reload. I'm being backcapped anyway, but what I didn't notice is that somebody else just rolled into town. How did I miss that? Please don't see me before I've reloaded and repaired. I got my AP rounds, I'm in with a fighting chance. So he's rolled down the hill, big risk move coming up. I sneak forward to try and repair myself one more time while line of sight is broken. He hits me now, I'm done. Just enough repairs to trade that hit, but this is it, all or nothing. That was a very sweaty encounter. But just as I'm getting my repairs, I notice the next wave of infantry are arriving, and as you saw earlier, an infantryman with a rocket can be a big problem.
No longer under our control.
I'm nowhere near ready for another fight. I see that yet another Tiger is approaching my position, so I'm not going to be embarrassed, guys. I ran. So after falling back to another objective and getting myself resupplied, I head back the way I came. The weather's changed a little bit, and I'm going to go see if I can find that Tiger. So we found a Tiger. It's not seen me, but the assault class with it has. We've got a second to get rid of them. So we got the Tiger, but big hits coming in from the left side. We may be done here, guys. Never mind, took more than I gave. Grab another tank and try again. And we are immediately confronted by someone hiding behind this wall, which makes me think they're an assault player waiting for me. Not taking any chances with that one. Let's roll forward and push the objective. Clearly I've walked in on something here. We'll say I helped rather than stole a kill. Anyway, a little bit of a time skip coming up here. I got pounded by a couple of engineers. That's all fine, but then all of a sudden an absolutely thumping shell hits the wall, and that is obviously a tank. So I'm backing off and repairing and waiting to see what's out there. And sure enough, we get our view through the barn door. Here comes a Tiger. I'll give myself that win. That was a good fight, which is why I wanted to include it, but unfortunately I very quickly get overwhelmed by reinforcements on the objective, and that is the end of my Sherman tank and the end of round number 1. I didn't get another tank. So I hope you enjoyed that and you got to see how the Sherman plays. I'm going to contrast it in a moment against the Tiger. Whilst I was waiting for the tank to respawn, I had a little bit of time on foot, which is what you're seeing here. But no, we got a quite epic 32 kills and no small amount of armor taken out. So I'm proud of my Sherman and I'm proud of what we achieved here. Right, before we move on to round 2, the Tiger tank, let's take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes of Battlefield 5, the support class who run around repairing you and giving you covering fire. This role is the definition of clutch, and what you're seeing here is us playing Grand Operations. We've lost the first 2 days, this is the final 3rd day, and our tank is the only thing making a final stand against the other team. If this tank falls, we lose the Grand Operation. I can see no one's looking after it, so I decide to take the role. Using the armoured seat to pick off infantry is good. Don't even try the top gunner seat, you will not survive under this degree of pressure. Right, we've taken a big hit, it's time to get to work. The repair tool is way stronger than it is in 2042, and I just want to give this driver, I don't know who they are, the confidence that I've got their back and I'm not going to let them down. So after repairs are done, back in the gunning seat and let's see if we can help out some more. Another big hit, so time to get back to work, and then as quickly as I can back in the gunner seat to try and keep the assault infantry off it. Fire from the left there, so just moving to the right to try and use the tank for cover. The driver's holding their ground, which is excellent because that means they believe in me, and so they should. I'm doing a great job here. That red smoke means that the side just called in an artillery strike on our position, but it's too little too late. Our tank has held the line admirably, and it looks like we're going to win the Grand Operation.
Our success has broken the Allied offensive. Their attacks on our position have failed. The British have achieved nothing but to strengthen the reputation of the German Afrika Korps. Well done.
Yeah, take that, silly Englishman. But yeah, that's what it looks like to play support in Battlefield 5 and my tribute to you glorious heroes. Right, so it's time for Germany and the Tiger II tank. Let's take a quick look at my specializations. So in terms of basic stats, the Tiger is far slower but has a higher punch and better range than the Sherman. I've chosen to have a special skin on the tank which stops sticky dynamite clinging to me. I've got additional turret rotation speed so I can track targets. I've also reinforced my turret so it doesn't get crippled, and I've got very hard-hitting APC rounds. Check them out, they're no joke. So the Tiger is absolutely not to be sniffed at in terms of firepower and range, and the way I like to play, because it's so slow as you're going to see, is to be somewhat static, zone defense, stay close to resupply, key points on the map, use your firepower, and use your range like you just saw there. So let's kick this story off. I've just got my tank spawned in, and I come face to face with a Sherman tank attack on our nearest objective, so we got to repel that first. Completely scuffed the opening shot. There we go, that was a big one. The Sherman rightly disappears in the cloud of decoy smoke, no way to win that fight for them. So a quick time skip to the front line and to start fighting that anti-tank crew. Now these guys are clever. They know that they're not going to be able to beat me until they get rid of the resupply base. So you can see with the lunge mine, he's not going for me. He was going for the supply station.
We are halfway through. Keep moving.
That thick tiger armor really paying off there. That final attempt on the supply station failed, so I get to fully repair myself and rearm, and we've taken the objective, so they won't be able to spawn in any more rocket teams for a while. So, back in fighting condition, I roll about 10 meters forward and get ready to meet any tanks that might be coming over the hill. One APC round was enough to make a Sherman think twice about attacking, but he got critical damage on me. Can you hear it? So I limp back to start repairing myself, but as I'm doing it, I notice something. Suddenly there's a flash of movement. Can you see it down the bottom of the hill right there? I try to position myself to get a better look at what's going on, and sure enough, racing over the hill is a Greyhound, the US version of the Puma, and this is where I curse my speed because I'm being flanked. And I need to get over as quickly as I can.
Very good. Objective standby power.
Clever guy was trying to take out the supply station behind me. So he got away, but remember that Sherman tank that was here a moment ago? This fight you're about to see has more going on than you might think. So we've both got each other from the side, and if you look at the sparks coming off of him and my health bar being refilled down the bottom, we've both got a support person helping us. My gun's stronger, but a second Sherman just appeared. This is my chance. He screwed up the shot. The Sherman retreats, but as that's going on, the Greyhound races by me, and I notice it's trying to get around to do a back cap on D, so this gives me a choice. Do I hold my ground on E, or do I accept the fact that I'm very slow, but go and try to help out at D? And I decide to go help at D. So I'm just going a little bit wide, because I don't want to get my head blown off the second I go over the hill, and funnily enough, the Greyhound decided to double back, exactly the way he came. So after taking him out, it's back to the front line, and one Greyhound makes a final play, just for pride I guess at this point, to try and take me out. Both of us struggling a little bit to find the range, but eventually we both get our eyes in, and I really don't know how we expected that to go. A Greyhound head-to-head with a Tiger with AP rounds. There we go, the moment I got my eye in, it was all over, but just wanted to leave that little sequence in because it's harder than you think with the physics in the game and the projectile drop to actually land the shot. In any case, I don't see anyone else around, so I hop out to quickly repair the resupply station myself, and that is the end of the round. No one else tried. We just sit there, stand guard, and take the win. So there we go, bit of a thumping win there. I hope I managed to demonstrate the difference in the playstyles between just the Tiger and the Sherman, and there's many other tanks that play just as differently. So let's wrap this up with a quick outro. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you're new, I really encourage you to come across. The game, like I said, is like $3 on the summer sale at the moment. Absolutely fantastic value. And if you've been away for a while, come back. It's absolutely beautiful, particularly now 2042 is starting to wind down. And a final fun fact for me, if you're watching this video at time of release, I'm currently in the air, flying back to London for the summer. So have a great one, guys, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.